Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about some of the math that drive pandemics and discuss why as a society we need to limit as much interaction as possible. First, we have to ask ourselves, how do diseases spread? You may have been told that it grows exponentially, as in after every day a certain multiple of people have the disease as the day before. The data for COVID-19 does indeed match exponential rates. However, it's a matter of fact that eventually it will slow its spread and plateau, either because everyone gets infected or because people will grow immune to the disease. Using what we know about diseases and how they spread, we can come up with our own equations to model a population's total number of cases and the amount of new cases per day. From there, we can figure out about how detrimental a virus can be to society. All right, start off, we have our graph. Y-axis is the amount of infected, and the x-axis is the amount of time that has elapsed. Okay? Now, to kick off modeling this pandemics, first we have the change, that's what this D stands for, the change in the number of total cases on a given day with respect to time is equal to the total number of cases on the given day times the probability that the disease infects someone who isn't infected times the average number of people that someone who is infected is exposed to each day. All right, so this effectively tells us about the rate of how fast this disease will spread. Now, there is way too many terms right here, right? And we want it in just terms of n. And how are we going to do that? Well, we need to change this p. So we said that the probability that p is equal to the probability that the disease infects someone who isn't infected. Okay, so that basically means that we take 1 minus n, right? Now, remember, n is equal to the total number of cases over the whole entire population, okay? We're going to say that the whole entire population is the letter p, okay? Now, from there, you use calculus, you use partial fraction decomposition, and you solve for n, right? That is way too above what we're focused on right now. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to tell you that it is equal to this n of t right here, okay? And now, what does this graph look like? Right? At first, it does in fact look like an exponential function, right? Very, very steep, keeps on going, but eventually there's an inflection point to where it is not spreading that fast, and then it eventually starts slowing down, as you can see, and it kind of looks like an S, right? This is called a sigmoid or a logistic curve, and that is not what an exponential curve, okay? So whenever people tell you that it grows exponentially, not 100% true, okay? So, well, Cameron, what does this mean? Okay, well, first off, it looks like that everyone gets infected, right? So we said that our population is equal to 10,000, right? Well, everyone gets therefore everyone dies, right? Well, no. Why? Because we have a healthcare system that is able to treat us, right? So, well, how do we model how effective our healthcare system is going to be? Well, the healthcare system doesn't really care about the total number of cases in a population. What it cares about is how fast they're getting those cases. And the way that we model that is what we have to do is we have to find the slope on every single point on this curve, right? And what that slope will tell us is the amount of new cases on that day. Not the total amount, but the total of new. Okay, the new cases. Okay, and this is a good representation of what that will look like. So this A right here, A is the amount of days that has lapsed, right? So on day 10, we're going to look at this M number. The M number is the amount of new cases on that day. So on day 10, there's 50 new cases. Now, a hospital definitely would be able to handle 50 new cases because people are coming in, they're also coming out, right? But as we keep going up that graph, oh shoot, day 20, there's 1,164 cases on that day. Now, I don't know if Kansas City would be able to handle that, but we're going to assume that for this society, the hospitals can handle 5,000 new cases, right? Now, instead of looking at slopes for individual points on the graph, what we're going to do is we're just going to graph this M number as we keep going. And what that looks like, in calculus terms, you just take the derivative of this function right here, of the n of t, and it looks like this. Now, the only way that we can really change this bell curve is by changing this E number. And remember that this E number is the average amount of people that who are exposed to, well, no, sorry about that. It's the average number of people that someone who is infected is exposed to each day, right? So this is why we all want to stay inside. Why we have to stay inside. Because you want this to be as little as possible. Now, you can see that in this case, the bell curve is way under this 5,000. And I'm probably wrong when saying that a population can handle like half of its population on any given day, right? It's probably like way below, probably like right here. But we're just going to say that it's up to here. Now, if we increase this E, right? And let's say that that people who are infected are exposed to about 2.3 people a day. Now you can see that the healthcare system can no longer handle that. And that's when people start dying, okay? Because they're just not able to get into the hospital. So that's why, as a society, we really want to stay inside, because it flattens out that curve. And if we keep going all the way to 0, there is no curve, because everyone stays inside and the disease will die out really quick. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, because the longer you stay inside, the longer that this disease is going to affect us. But that's okay, because not as many people are going to die. All right. Now, that is all. If you have any questions, please drop a comment or message me. Thank you. Please stay inside and have a good day.